Hello there, and welcome to video number 23. This video is on multiplying fractions. The keywords I've got for you are calculate and product. So calculate is when you are working out the answer to a problem, and the product is the result of multiplication. I might not explicitly use it in this video, but that is what it means. Now, in the method that I have provided you with, I've given you some useful things. Now, multiplying fractions is one of the easiest things to do when you calculate with fractions in its simplest form, but there are a few kind of intricacies that we can learn to do with the method of working out the answer to these questions when the questions become a little bit trickier or look a little bit trickier. So in number one, we're going to calculate 2/3 multiplied by 4/5. That would normally look like this: 2/3 multiplied by 4/5. Just write it out as you normally see it. And it says here you may need to convert into a mixed number. Well, it's not a mixed number, so we don't need to convert it into a top-heavy fraction. You may be able to cross cancel. Well, that we can't here, and I'll show you what that means in a minute. Just got to multiply the top by the top, which is 8, and the bottom by the bottom, which is 15, and then simplify if we can, which we can't. Okay, because there is no number that fits into both of these numbers that we could divide them both by. Now, the next one is B, which is 33 over 45 multiplied by 63 over 77. Okay, now, these numbers are numbers that are pretty big, and I don't really fancy doing 33 multiplied by 63, working out what it is, 45 multiplied by 77, working out what that is, and then simplifying the fraction from there, because that's going to be a faff, right? So what we can do here is we can look at our method again. Well, neither of them were mixed numbers, so we're going to convert them to top heavies, but we can cross cancel, okay, because this number and this number are able to be cancelled by a factor of 11. Both of those numbers divide by 11. That gives us 3, and that gives us 7. Okay, and both of these numbers, well, they're definitely in the 9 times table, aren't they? So we can cancel them and divide by 9. Here, so 63 divided by 9 is 7, and 45 divided by 9 is 5. Okay, that just comes through knowing your times tables again. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you might have heard me say that before. Now, 3 multiplied by 7 is 21. And 5 multiplied by 7 is 35. Again, look, here we could have cancelled here. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So what we end up with is actually just this answer here, 3/5. Divide both those numbers by 7, all right, and we get 3 divided by 5. Okay, and that is a much lovelier way to do a problem that looks like that. It looks tricky. So many people would leave it. You don't have to. You can cross cancel. Right, in question 2, you've got a couple of mixed numbers. Now, if you're not sure what mixed numbers are, please watch the mixed number video, see how you can convert them to top-heavy or improper fractions, how we should technically say them. And let's start with doing this one here. Now, this would normally say something like, write your answer in mixed number form or something like that. But kind of let's just take that as a given here. Now, 7 multiplies by 2 to make 14. Add that to the 6 gives you 20. And 20 out of 7 is what that fraction would be as a top-heavy fraction. And then this one is 5 multiplied by 3. Add that to the 1, that gives us 15 plus the 1, which is 16 over 5. Now, we are going to cancel or cross-cancel these numbers here. So 20 and 5 both can be divided by 5. That gives us 4 and 1. And then we can't do anything with these, can't cross-cancel these. So we are going to do 4 multiplied by 16. That gives us 64. And we're going to do 7 multiplied by 1, which gives us 7. Okay. Now, we are going to see how many 7s fit into 64. Now, 7 fits into 63 9 whole times, and there's 1 left over to get to 64, so it's 1/7. That's our answer as a mixed number. This is an acceptable answer. This is fine. This would get you 2 marks on a paper, but if it said give your answer in mixed number form, you'd have to do this extra thing, which will give you 3 marks. Okay, so there we go. There's our answer to that question. Now, in question 3, we've got a little bit more of a trickier question. We've got Nonny, who spends a quarter of his pocket money on Pogs, and Pogs are fantastic. If you don't know what they are, you are young, and you probably are watching these videos, because why else would you watch them as an adult? No one needs their GCSEs as an adult, do they? Not many people anyway. So, he then spends 2/3 of the rest of his pocket money on football cards. Okay, so things I used to collect when I was your age. Now, what fraction of his pocket money has he spent? 1/4 of the pocket money has gone on Pogs. He then spends 2/3 of the rest. All right, so the rest of his pocket money, he's obviously got 3/4 left. I hope that's kind of obvious. 2/3 of 3/4. Right, now this is a multiply and a fractions question. 2/3 of means multiply, and that's another very important thing to remember, that of means multiply by in maths. 3/4, so we can work out how much or what fraction he has spent of his pocket money on these football cards. So 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. Now I didn't bother cross cancelling, but I could have done. All right, and that would have given us 1/2 if we had done that. And there you go, half of his pocket money has gone on those football cards. So he obviously prefers them to Pogs. But what fraction of his pocket money has he spent? Well, he spent 1/2 of it, and he spent 1/4 of it. So 1/2 plus 1/4. All right, if you think, most people can do that already in their heads, but if you're not sure what you need to do, you need to convert this fraction here into a denominator of 4. It's adding fractions, very simple adding fractions question. That would be 2/4 plus 1/4. Okay, we've made the denominators the same now, so this is the question, what it looks like. And then 2 plus 1 is 3 out of 4. So we spent 3/4 of his pocket money, okay, on his collections, which is what I used to do as a boy. Now, yeah, there you go. There's 3 different types of question. This one I think is a pretty tricky one. You'd be unlucky if you got something like this and only this, but you'd probably get something like this, which is nice. You can work your way through that problem. And if you got anything like this in your paper, it'd be really easy, wouldn't it? If you know your times tables. So yes, like the videos, subscribe to the channel, click the link in the description, and practice your maths. Bye.